Every now and then. Let's see.
I got that's okay.
I
I
got.
just figured I shouldn't. You're so tech savvy. I shouldn't.
Yeah. I got something coming in. Yeah, you did the. You
Well, I'm
moved the
gonna tell
moon.
every. Well, I'm just gonna tell everybody on the way right now. Heading back.
All right.
Let's just start up some views. That was some views.
Yeah. I plugged some in on this.
Am I too close?
No, it's good. It's all good. Look at that proven performance. Boom.
There you go. Do your thing. Whatever you got to
All right,
do.
buddy. Well, hey, good to have you. Just back episode number 2, Tuck Show. 1 month later, and haven't got a big powerhouse in here. Hey, heavy hitter, the big dog, John Nelson.
Well, it's great to see you, Tux.
Yeah,
It was
good to see you
awesome.
too, pal.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say people won't know we may have been mortal enemies at one time, and then we became best friends on earth for 1 year, and then we have not spoken since 1999. Right.
Awesome. But that 1 year was. I'm just telling you right now. We've both been around a lot of guys in the game, and I've told you this before. You were a great compliment. You were the funniest person that I got to hang out with. I just connected with you, and we had a ton of fun.
Well, so you got that email transfer I sent you then. So thanks for saying that. Good.
Yeah. Pay my mortgage.
Yeah.
Monthly mortgage.
No, that I remember that year pretty vividly, and but yeah, we'll get into all that stuff. But I mean, it's amazing how with the social media world and all that stuff, we can guys say like we've kind of half stayed in touch, but like little check-ins here and there and little jokes on like little tidbits on what we used to do and what we went through. But we'll get into all that stuff. So Johnny, I guess what would you? Not a huge fan of math, but when would you say we would have met? When would that have been? First time?
We met in. I got traded from Saginaw.
Yeah.
I forget the goalie's name. You guys sent. I forget who you guys sent to Saginaw, and I ended up hooking up with you and Yacker. Yeah. We hung out a lot. I was only there for 6 weeks and went some sailing with you.
Yeah.
With Artie. Artie was the owner, and Jeff Krupp was the GM.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Remember Kruppy?
I remember Kruppy. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then I was there 6 weeks. Me, you, and Yacker hung out a lot. We had a lot of good times and played a lot of hockey together in those 6 weeks. And then me and you got the call that we got traded. I got traded back to Saginaw. Yeah. And me and you were in on the deal, and I think I got thrown in on it so that they could complete the deal, and off we went. Me and you went, and they traded a couple guys back the other way, and probably my best road trip ever, Tux, was my 10-hour drive with you.
Oh my God!
I think we laughed for 10 hours, like literally.
Yeah, I every now and then I still think about some of the stuff back even from that year. I mean, I only played a couple of years. You played a lot. You played quite a few, but maybe we'll do a quick timeline and then we'll catch up to all that stuff. So, but the first time, like for me, we played against each other, and that I would have been Acadia 1996, and you were at UPEI, right? So how did you how did you end? I mean, you were drafted, right? You were drafted.
Yes.
OHL.
Yeah, I was. I was drafted in the OHL, and then I got drafted by Buffalo. And wasn't good enough or disciplined enough to make it. So once I got cut from Buffalo, I started getting calls from UNB and UPI.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to go to UNB, and there was some miscommunication, so I ended up committing to UPI, which was in hindsight. I know I would have probably had a great time in UNB too. They had a great program and great coaching in there, but I'm so happy that I ended up in University of Prince Edward Island. I had to go there and play senior hockey for a year.
Oh, did you? I didn't know that.
Half a year. Yeah. So because I had to go back to school to get a couple of credits.
Yeah.
to upgrade. And then I played senior hockey, won an Allen Cup in UP with Charlottetown.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, great time. One of my favorite memories of hockey, or probably is my favorite memory of hockey as a
Yeah.
player. And
Hmm.
then we met you guys. We played you guys. You guys had a phenomenal Acadia. Just even today, they have a phenomenal program. And we butted heads. My first year, we lost to Acadia in overtime too, game 3, and they went on to the Nationals and won it.
Yeah.
And then we lost to you guys in '96 in overtime, 3 overtimes in a row. We lost 6-5, lost 6-5, won 6-5, and lost 6-5, all
Double.
overtime games.
All double overtime. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you guys went on the Nationals again. You guys won it again. You guys had
Mm.
an unreal team, man. You guys had Weaver and Clancy and
Yeah.
Scornia. You guys were loaded up with guys. So it was
Well,
you guys
we
well
still stay
deserved.
in touch with quite a bit of our guys. I'm sure you do too, with your your PEI guys, the Panthers there. But we do talk about it a lot, and I know we talked about it even then when we played each other, and it was like we both knew that whoever won this series was going to win the whole thing because we felt you guys were stacked. You felt, we felt you were stacked. You felt we were stacked. And then, I mean, 3 double overtime games reflected that for sure.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. I forget who I talked to. I bumped into one of your guys shortly after that. I don't know where, in the summer or something. I asked him that question.
Yeah.
I said, "What do you think? How would our team have done?" Like, well, I thought you guys were the better team. To be quite honest, like we were good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys were just deeper,
Sure. Yeah.
and you guys said the same thing. He goes, "You guys would have won."
Yeah,
So,
for sure. Yeah. Just
so
because we
who
know
knows, right?
after you go there, yeah, you never know. I have to drop his name now or you'll actually, the guy will probably kill me, but we ended up playing Waterloo in the finals that year.
Yep.
That after we beat you, and then we went, and then we played UQTR. And anyway, and then in the final, we had to play Waterloo. And I've been in the oil patch out here for 15 years in the energy industry, and in the first few years, I mean, we do have a lot of hockey tourneys, and drafts, and you pick up guys, and I did this draft for this beer league, oilman's tournament, and I saw this name, and I'm like, I recognize Pete Brearley was his name, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I played against this guy somewhere. And anyway, then we meet. And I was like, were you at Waterloo? Were you at Acadia? And so anyway, we played against each other, and at that game, we only won 3-2 in the national finals. And he had a wide open net. And our goalie, Trevor Ammonrood, was like literally stood on his head. It was the best. It was the sickest goalie performance I've ever seen, really. I don't want to pump the kid's tires too much, but he was amazing. And
Yep.
he made this save on Pete Brearley. It made the front cover of every newspaper. It was an empty net. It would have tied the
And,
game, right?
yep. Yep.
And it was Pete Brearley. And now we're working together here in the patch. Every time he's like, "That was ours. That was our series." I'm like, "Now you lost. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Well, no one remembers that."
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
That's when it was in Toronto still, eh?
yeah, Maple
So
Leaf Gardens. Yeah,
yeah, you
yeah.
guys were probably had a big crowd.
We had there was like 10,000 people there, and like there was, man, it was packed with Acadia. I mean, it would have been the same for you guys too. Yeah, there was a lot of people made the trip, and that was one of the few times I was extremely nervous getting on the ice. I think it was something about the Maple Leaf Gardens and the whole thing. I don't know. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool
Yeah, it
experience.
is. It was a
Hmm.
very good experience. Hey, where'd you play? When were you drafted in the OHL?
Hmm. I was drafted to London, the London Knights, and then I had that's kind of when yeah, I was 15. I think I was rated, like second, third round to get drafted there. And that's literally, again, I'm gonna be cliche here, but that's literally the first of my 6 surgeries was my first on my knee. That was my draft year, the first draft year. I went from the third round to like the 10th. Because I had my first surgery and I ended up I have to get another one to fix my bow legs. They're just a
Wow.
mess. But yeah, so I went to London, then I went to camp, and then I remember the boys gave me a big, because I was a real low rounder, and I remember it was like Purdy and Barry Potomsky and Scotty McKay,
Oh yeah,
Louis DeBrusque, and these guys, and
good player. Oh yeah,
here's a list.
yeah.
You know what? You fight these guys. Totally up to you. It's more of a
Let's get
Mike.
going.
More of a mic thing anyway. Yeah. Okay, sure. Well, yeah, I don't remember what we were even, where the hell were we at? There was something about Acadia anyway.
Yeah.
All
Well,
the, all the Acadia
oh,
BS. Yeah.
yeah. Well, going up when you guys were up in Toronto, you guys played in front of 10,000 people.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was 10,000 people or something like that, that made they made the journey. And that's a big deal, for any little school out there.
Yeah. No,
PEI or
that
same. Yeah.
anybody.
Anybody.
Like I played at the Gardens for 3 years
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Marlies, eh?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was unbelievable. And
I bet.
it was sick. Like not even just the hockey part. We had run of the building. So we
Right.
used to play ball tag. We used to go to, you name the concerts, the wrestling matches, the hockey games.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of team stuff. And I could bring my buddies. Like I could tell 7 of my buddies, let's go watch the Canadians tonight.
No
They were
way.
going to head over to go have a few beers after in downtown Toronto. And
Yeah.
so it was, and we all got in free all the day. It was great. They treated us unbelievable. So it was a great experience playing there.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, that's a big deal. Maple Leaf Gardens. I mean, who would have thought it ever would have been torn down or not around, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It was a special spot, man. It was a special spot, and it was a great atmosphere in there. Eh? It was even just to walk in the rink when you walked in the front foyer. You just felt it right from there, and so it was a great 3 years there.
So so Marlies, we have to back it up here. So Marlies, now was that in the O or was that you're talking the AHL?
The OHL.
The OHL, because I forgot they had a team there.
Yes. Yep. And then the
Right.
Ballard sold us in 1989.
Right.
They sold us to Hamilton, and they named us the worst name probably in OHL history.
Yeah.
They named us the Dukes of Hamilton. And we were supposed to host the OHL Cup 1990.
Yeah.
And we were so bad they took it away from us. I got traded 3 games in.
Yeah.
Then Hamilton was so bad they pulled it away from them. That's when Lindros came into the league.
Right.
And Lindros ended up being Oshawa versus Kitchener, and that's when Billy Armstrong scored that overtime goal to launch his career to where he is today.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Army's the GM of he is the GM.
Sue? No,
NHL. He just became GM of Arizona.
Oh, did he? Oh shit.
Yeah, he was the assistant GM of St. Louis when they won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
So he worked his way right up. So it was great. He's a great story. Worked for everything he got. So
yeah, I love those stories, right? The boys got to go through a little adversity and maybe ended up there through a backdoor route or another channel, right?
However,
whatever it takes. Yeah. So did you so when you were drafted, like you were drafted to Buffalo, and then so you went to camp? Like how was that?
Yeah, it was like you're saying earlier, it's nervous. It was nerve-wracking, obviously, experience. I got drafted by Buffalo in the 10th round. So that was quite an honor. And then went to camp. I was at 2 camps in Buffalo. That did decent. Did pretty good. And got into a couple exhibition games, hung around there for a while. And again, just, it's so tough. Like I didn't work out like I should have. And all those stories that we all have.
Different era, man.
Different era, right?
No legs ever. Chicken legs and upper body, right? Arms.
Oh, it looked good on the beach, though.
Look on the beach. Yeah. Tries. Yeah. No calves. You can't change a light bulb to save your life. Can't get up the stairs.
No vertical. Good story. So we're doing our fitness testing. This is how hard I train. And I trained, but not like the first year they came up with a new sit-up.
Yeah.
I did one sit-up.
You did one.
Oh. Yeah. So I wonder why I didn't make it, but that's just
no. We didn't fitness. That was just not it's crazy that we even thought like that, but it was almost like, what are you doing? Like literally blow the dust off the skates and get in shape at training camp, right? Yeah. That's how it worked.
Yeah. A lot of the times, you just veer off on your way to I did anyways, just, and I kicked myself in the rear end for it, but had fun times. So it was good. It was all worth every trip and every experience was it was good. So remember Paul Kane?
Paul Kane?
Paul Kane played in the OHL. You might have just missed him.
Okay.
So Kaner was a great hockey player. And we were best friends.
Oh, okay.
And so we used to say, let's go meet at the gym. And then we'd get there, pull in the parking lot. And our car would do it would be like Kit would just do a U-turn and go.
Hit the bar, hit the pub.
Yeah. It would hit the pub somewhere and whatever. So it was, but it was fun, man. It was, I'm still in it today. So I have no complaints. Made a different career in a different way through the game of hockey. So it was great.
Oh, that's amazing, right? Like who would have ever thought we would even be able to escape the U-Haul, the United League and the Central League and all those. Granted, I always tell everybody, like, honestly, I didn't spend as many years as you got to play. I probably should have played a couple more, but it was so much fun. Oh my God.
It was so much fun.
The shit we would get into. Well, do you remember? I mean, I won't get into too many, but one of my favorite stories down in Carolina, and I think it was Carolina. Anyway, Durkee was a coach. Do you remember the circus what came into town? Do you remember that?
Yes. Yep.
Oh,
we were on a road trip, weren't we?
Were we on a road trip? I thought we were playing at home. No, we were at home, and that was in Saginaw. That's right. I think it was in Saginaw, and then anyway, we had a big shaker the night before, and you and I were going, toe to toe, drink after drink and whatever, just carrying on, and I basically woke up. Like I folded a coffee table. I woke up like Chris Farley, basically, like on the floor. It's like, oh my God. And we had to go to practice. And we went to practice and the circus was in town. And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, where else are you going to go but Saginaw if you want to see a good circus? Yeah, down to Saginaw. It's on TripAdvisor. And so I was just completely annihilated. And both you and I we had a good night. And I just remember I threw my gear on. You had to change into our gear and go to the rink. I remember we had to change the gear and leave the rink because the circus was in town. And so we had to drive to another rink and we put all our gear on and I was so tired. I said, well, I'll meet you guys in the car. And I hopped in the car, full gear. Yeah. Full gear, skate guards, whatever. And I made the mistake, man. I leaned the seat back and then I just remember waking up and it was like 11. I missed practice.
You're sweating.
Oh my God. And then I got all my gear on and I go to get back in the rink and it's locked and I'm in full gear. I walk all the way around to the front, can't get in. I don't know where the frick the rig manager is. He's gone. So I had to drive home, annihilated at that, in full gear, helmet, everything, go home, drive all the way back home, go to bed.
Gear on.
Yeah, with full gear on, have a nap. But anyway, that was pretty standard.
Who did you live with in Salem? Me and you, or is it you and Yacker?
Well, I lived with Yak. Yeah, Sean. Yeah. Yak Mission in Carolina. Yeah. Because you and I lived together in Saginaw.
In Saginaw, yeah. Yeah. We lived in a pretty nice spot, actually, for the U-Haul. Mm-hmm. We had no furniture, though.
Well, what do you need furniture for?
But you don't need furniture.
It's pointless. Yeah, but you were, some people might've said you were a bit of a wild man, like you're a fun guy, but you're extremely talented. You were also tough and a gamer, I would say, right? Like that was your
MO. Yeah.
That was your MO. You love to mix it up and you would go anybody but you were very good. I mean,
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, you were what? I don't know if every now and then.
Yeah, I think so too. That's a memory I have. I think, but in Saginaw, I think we started out together. We did well.
Yeah, we did okay. I didn't, I was already kind of checked out, unfortunately, at that time. I was like, I think I've had enough. I should have stuck around. But do you remember one of the other ones I remember from that time in Saginaw was we had a dual owner. Robbie Nichols owned Flint, Michigan.
Remember that?
And he owned Saginaw.
We did. He didn't own it. He was the GM of Flint,
Yeah.
but he was also wasn't the GM of Saginaw, but he was not director of hockey operations. They gave him a title to oversee us.
But didn't
Remember
he own?
stopped paying?
He didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't he own both teams? I thought that I seem to remember.
No,
like that, but no.
there was a owner that owned both teams. The same guy that owned. No, sorry, the same guy that owned Flint. I don't know how that. I forget how that worked. But anyways, he had his fingers on control of us.
Yeah.
And he also ran Flint.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he
didn't pay us.
He didn't pay us, and we were not that great. I mean, we had some talented guys, but we were kind of lower on the end of things. And then and Flint was getting ready to make a run, and then he traded away a bunch of our studs. Remember that? And then Dirkie, Robert Dirk, still one of my favorite guys all time, played in the show for what, 20 years or 15?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I'd have to look it up. But he came in. I remember we had all our guys, half our guys gone. I think we had 20 games left. He was like, well, we can bring some guys in and make a run at this thing, but we're not making playoffs anyway. Or we could finish with our 11 guys and just have a good time. Have a good time. And we chose to have a great time.
We had a great time. We chose that. I remember that. That was at that time, that was a tough decision. Because I remember I was at the end of mine. Like I basically checked out too, probably after that trade to Winston-Salem, like back.
Yeah.
I was pretty well checked out. I was living up in Sarnia too. And it was getting to that time to start getting serious about life too. Right. So it was an interesting time. It was, that was crazy though. Like, and after that, when you end up going to Wichita.
I went to Wichita.
Wichita. Yeah. I stayed. So I was in Saginaw, and then, were you there for the year where we got up at Christmas? They told us that we got a phone call at the time to meet at Saginaw Arena and be there for 12 a.m. Were you with us then?
Is that Christmas morning?
No, it was just before. I don't remember when it was. I think it was probably more like November, December, like early December.
Okay. Yeah.
And they told us, they said, meet us at the rink.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, okay, this is it. Something's up, man. Like, and you remember the football team, the Raiders got up in the middle of the night. It was the Raiders, and they moved to another city.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that.
Right.
For sure.
Well, that's what we did. So that we got there, and they said, grab everything and anything. And I remember telling them this, I ain't touching a thing. So I'll grab my skates and my stuff that I brought. I said, but I ain't touching nothing. And we were sitting at McDonald's across the street.
No, yeah, I definitely wasn't there for this. No.
Yeah, you could see up on the highway. So picture 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
About, probably exaggerating, but 5 or 6, not transport trucks, but bigger U-Haul trucks.
Yeah.
Coming off the off ramp. I'm like, oh, this isn't true. This can't. And they pulled right into the rink, and they said, hurry up. And then we moved to Ohio, to Canton, Ohio. Yeah. And we dressed out of trailers.
Oh my God.
And we played it. It was unbelievable.
Well, these people, a lot of people don't understand it, that, those leagues, it literally was right out of Slapshot. And I'd venture to say it was a lot worse, actually. I mean, the shenanigans and the stuff that went on. And we have a lot of these, the brawl stories and the good stories, but what I was going to get back to was that whole, when I seem to remember it as Nichols trading away our guys, but anyway, he traded away our guys. And then, we hated Flint, because it's like this guy who owns both teams, they were 45 minutes away, screwed us and loaded Flint up. And we finished the season with 11 guys, but we said the next time we go over there, it's go time. And I remember how the brawl started. Do you remember how it started?
No, I don't.
We ended up on a power play, and it was sick. Like, we had a good power play, right?
Yeah.
So I ended up with a puck behind our net, for a transition, for a break-in, and you swooped in.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
You
swooped in, you picked up the puck, and this is during the game.
I told you.
Stands, you go, watch this. As we're skating up the ice, I'm like, what the fuck? So we skate up the ice. Everybody's going to go break into the zone. You stop at center ice, face the bench, and slap shot at the coach's head. All the players go like this. And then it was fans, brawl, both benches, brawl. Oh my God.
Well, he stopped paying us.
He did stop paying us. That's right.
And then we did eventually get paid, but he also stopped paying us. So that's what more pissed me off. I was, it's a rough life as it is living down there. And like, we weren't making big bucks. So
No.
every dime counted, right? So, that was funny. I tell us, I don't think people believe me. I tell it once in a while to the right people that might believe you.
That might believe it.
No, I remember that. I remember then Dwayne, who's the tough guy came off?
Payne.
No, Payne.
Payne.
Yeah, Payne came off the bench and he lined up beside me.
Oh yeah,
and I knew. Yeah. I said, okay. I said, Painter. I said, you touch me, and I'll knock every single teeth out with my stick.
Yeah, you said.
So I said, you can do what you want.
Yeah.
I said, but that's what's going to happen.
I'm taking a life suspension. I don't care.
Life suspension. I didn't care.
Yeah.
And he said, Nelly, he said, do me a favor. He says, I can't stand him. He said, just relax the rest of the game. And I said, deal. So after it all got settled, I said, deal. And he was like, and then we just played the rest of that. It was, so he was good about it. They weren't big on him either. So
no,
at the time, so I'm sure he's probably a good guy or whatever, but just pulled some shady stuff off at the time.
Dick move. Yeah.
Yep. So,
all right. So, well, yeah, those were good times back then. For sure.
Those were fun, buddy. That was fun. It was fun living with. I remember we lived together. We laughed. I didn't ever stop laughing. I'm telling you right now, I laugh for a year.
I know, me too.
I still tell people. So,
there's some crazy stories that would come out of there. That's
crazy
for sure.
Stories, yeah.
Well, there was one of those stories made we made the hockey news again. That was more or less you, but that was, you remember Utica? Remember Mohawk Valley? Hammer Schultz was coaching, right?
Yeah.
And Lee Odeline. So Lyle Odeline's brother was our coach, right? Lee Odeline. And we had a line brawl. There was a line brawl. Goalies went. Then there was another line brawl.
Yeah.
And I think Lee just sent our goalie down.
Yep.
And just said, "Yep, get." So he skated down. Their goalie didn't want to go. So our goalie gets punted out. So we have no goalies, and it's a half-packed arena. And he says, "Okay, who's going to net?" You're like, "I got it." You skate.
I had 15 minutes.
15 minutes. You skate to the dressing room. Whole arena is packed. Everybody's going to the concession. You come out in your gear, and I'm like, "I'll warm them up." You're in net, and I'm just roofing them. Everyone's on the floor. Oh, snipe. He's ready. Let's go.
I remember that. I played about 10 minutes, and a guy came down the wing and just probably wanted to hit me in the head.
Yeah.
But he scored on me.
He scored.
And then they had another shot. And then after that, you guys did a great job. And then they just kind of respected it and backed off. And
they did back off. Yeah.
Finished the 9 minutes and let's get out of here, boys. So, well, good memory, buddy. Good memory.
Yeah. Like you said, that year was, I don't know what the hell. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah. A lot of crazy stuff went on. Like just unique stuff went on, Like just at the rink and just continuously just coming to the rink every day with a new story of what are we doing next. Remember we went through, I think 60 guys or something.
We did. There was, if you ever go back and look at that list, it's like, I mean, it's the who's who of the hockey travel. Like, I mean, there was 50, 60 guys. Yeah. On that roster. Do you remember, what's the guy's name? Desluver? Jason Desluver. Do you remember him?
No.
He wasn't there for long, but do you remember the night? I don't think you were with me, but that we met the gangbangers. Do you remember that we met a gang?
No.
Well, I said to Desi, as I was living there, and I was like, this is in Carolina, and I said, well, you know the area. I said, get me, I want to see some shit. Like, I want to get into the shit. And he was like, you sure? And I was like, yeah, I gotta live a little. Take me in. So we go to this area of town. It's abandoned. There's nothing there, right? I'm like, we shouldn't be here, but I wanted to be there because I wanted to have a story. So we go to this abandoned. It was like an abandoned warehouse. It was boarded up, and it was literally the tap. You never went to this place, right?
No.
It was just me and Desi. He does the tap.
I remember that.
Little eye door opens up. Guy lets us in. And I mean, it's a low roof to here, and it's just weed and smoke and cigars. And it's every tough gangbanger you can picture out of a movie in this bar. And I'm like, holy Christ, we should not be in here. So we go in, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? Hey guys. Hi, I'm White. Hi, I'm Kevin. You know, I'm a hockey player. And so we go to the
Pro hockey.
I'm a pro. We're pro hockey. So we
Pro.
go to the back. There's a pool table, and we start. I'm like, well, let's shoot some stick. And I was trying to avoid that awkward, you know, because the pool tables were close. All these guys with the pants hanging off and the dreads, and they have colors. And I'm trying to dodge them. And eventually we get them like, no, go ahead. You know, you can go ahead. He's like, no, you go. And I was like, no, you know. So anyway, they were like, yeah, I'll shoot some stick. Let's play some sticks. I was like, yeah. So next thing you know, we're in a game with these guys. And one of the guys in between shots comes up to me. He goes, you know, Jesus? I was like, Jesus? I'm not religious. He goes, nah, Jesus right there. He's at the bar. He wants to see you right now. And there was like a big dude smoking a big stogie, giant, spins around. And he was like, yo, you 5-0? I'm like, 5-0. I'm like, what is that? I don't even know what it is.
It was just it, yeah.
Oh, you mean like a surfer? Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. He goes, no, are you? He goes, yeah, you know, cops, you 5-0. And I was like, we're hockey players. Tell him, Desi. And they laughed. They're like, ain't no hockey in Carolina. You guys are crazy. You know, there's no way. And we were like, no, there's a pro team here. We're playing hockey. And Desi had a business card from someone in the office. He goes, look right here, Winston-Salem Ice Hawks. Well, it just changes. They're like, oh my God, skating on ice with the sticks. You guys are crazy. So they like us. And I can't even believe I said this, but I was like, well, what do you guys do? And they're like, they all show their pieces. One of them throws it on the table. Yeah, when he picked that up, they all laugh, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't. Anyway, so it was a big joke. They liked us and thought we were crazy. So we said, come to a game. You'll love it. So then they all came. You don't remember them showing up to the game?
I don't.
Durkee, he kicked me in the shoulder and said,
look,
Tuxie, your homeboys are here. We look up in the stands, and there's
I do remember this.
30 of them rolling in, and it's parting like the Red Sea. And all these boys roll in, and they have a whole section to themselves. Paper bag bottles, crushing.
I don't remember all that, but I remember now when you.
Anyway,
you're on the bench. And Durkee's like, look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was Durkee. So it must have been Saginaw. Yeah. Anyways, good times. So you ended up staying in hockey, obviously. So you got tell us about proven performance. Do you
remember? I don't know if you remember Jimmy Sonmez, but he might have left university hockey before you got there. Yeah. Me and Jimmy were roommates, line mates, and cronies together in PEI. Yeah. And we were good buddies. And then he left, went and played a little bit of pro, and then got into some other business. And then he opened up a hockey school in Windsor. And I met my wife in Florida. And did Brooklyn just drop something?
I think so, but I don't see anybody.
Yeah, so I was moving to Windsor. Told my wife, said we'll move to Windsor. I was living in Toronto. My wife was living in Windsor, so I wanted to get out of Toronto to see what Windsor was like, and hooked up with Jimmy. And Jimmy had a hockey school going called Proven Performance, and then I bought into it, and the rest is history. And we have a hockey school for the last 13 years in Windsor.
Amazing.
And it's been awesome. I love it because it's a great, kids want to be there. So it's not really a disciplinary hour, right? They're there to learn. They want to be there. They have a passion for it, most of them. And, we're 13 years later and we're having great success and we're enjoying our life. So
that's amazing, buddy.
Yeah,
amazing.
It's good. So, what about you?
How's it been like, but how's it been through right now through COVID? So what do you?
Well, it was a great question. It was, so we were going, usually the springtime for hockey schools is pretty hot. That's when you gotta kind of kick in a little bit to make it worthwhile. Mm-hmm. And then it got shut down, obviously. So that hurt. And then July 6th, it opened back up in Windsor anyways. And it was hot because we were unfortunate. We were only allowed 9 players on the ice and 1 coach, or 8 players and 2 coaches. So it was, we had all the hockey school programs around here were sold out. Everything went well. It was great, COVID free. There's only 1 rink that was open around here. It was a private rink, and all the municipality rinks had shut down. And so we had a great summer. Then we had a really good fall, winter, and then it just got shut down again. And for us, for about, I think I'm going on my 3rd week being shut down. We're on lockdown in Windsor because we're not having a good go here right now with all the cases. So they locked us down, shut everything down again, and so
you just been hanging out at the homestead. Well, it's like just an extended Christmas break, like same as here in Calgary, but
that's it. Well, I was coaching, which I mentioned. I was coaching the Vipers. I am coaching the Vipers. So I had that to play with. We had a little super series going with Leamington, and
then so what the Vipers? So but what league is that in? That's
Junior B. It's called
Junior B.
Yeah. GOJHL.
Okay.
So I think you played Junior B, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. It was the Midwestern, right? It was the Midwestern at the time. I think it's still around. So it was the Cambridge Winterhawks. Yeah. I played like 3 years, or from 14 to 16 or 17.
Yeah. So we play, if we get to the finals, you play them.
Okay.
We do.
Yep.
Yeah. So we have our own division. We're in the West Division. So the Western Conference. So we
have good hockey. I mean, it was good hockey back then. Like Junior B is it's a big deal.
Great hockey. It's great hockey. Yeah. The kids are into it. So it's so that kept me busy. And then we had a little super series going. Leamington's about 35 minutes away. So we put together a super series for the kids to try and, just excite them and keep them motivated. And then that got shut down after game 3. So we were down 2-1. So that was good. And then that's it last time, and looking forward to it starting back up again.
Oh man. Yeah. It's a sad year for, well, all of us, but kids at that age, like your future's on the line, and your draft, where you sit in the draft, or if you're even having a chance at that, like the whole thing,
It's a shame. Like
it is.
I was mentioned earlier, I'm in the industry that I'm in. So we're training a lot of players, that are, up and comers that, they're trying to do what we did. Right. Yeah. And they've been shut right out, and the effort, like we talked about earlier, not that we didn't try hard, but these kids now, when they're 10, they're probably around 12, they start working out.
Yeah.
They're
crazy.
They're regimented. Yeah. So they've been working for that moment. And then all of a sudden, the 2004s, they had the draft, but I don't see a year happening around here anyways, because of the logistics of everything and the complications of traveling and the whole 9 yards, right? It's not, it's a lot of effort.
Right.
And that's kind of lost where I was going there, but
You're doing good. You're doing good, buddy. It's good.
Yeah,
it's good to see you can still walk and talk and stuff. It's good.
That's good. A little positive encouragement.
All right.
Yeah. So that's it. Doing that, and then just my sister-in-laws. We just have a good setup here, so it's good. It's good.
Oh, that's great.
So what about you? You got brother-in-laws, sister-in-laws? What do you got?
Yeah. I got a sister. Well, my wife's sister's Lee. She's actually pregnant at the moment with her second. Lee and my bro-in-law Kevin, they're married, and so we see them quite a bit. We see them a lot. So, and the kids, my daughter Brooklyn and her cousin, little Owen, he's a year younger. So they're peas in a pod and just playing and loving life, and that's it. Dad just been working, and Dana's got a great job. She got into like group benefits, and she still does her dance, not this year, but she still runs that the Roughnecks dance team. I think I was telling you earlier.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Choreographer, owner, hip hop, gets all the moves for me. I give her choreo, and she gives her little sprinkle, little move at the end. And
I've seen you do the moonwalk after you scored, right?
Moonwalk, worms, whatever it takes. It's great. Yeah, it's good. And so I just been working, and I'm sure I guess you'd seen I did this.
Talk to me about that. I love it.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny, it started with this whole, even just this podcasting thing. Like when COVID started, I kind of was antsy to do something, but because when I found out about my second heart surgery, I'll give you the, I guess, history on that. But when I found out I had to have another surgery, I felt like I should do something. I just didn't know what. And if you've ever even filmed yourself, it's super weird and strange the first time, but it was a little bit kind of therapeutic. I felt like I put some videos out to let people know what I was going through with this surgery. And it was a big one. It was a bad one, right? I had to do, the open heart, mitral valve, supposed to be a replacement, but actually it turns out after they went in, they were able to just repair with a ring and some parts in there. So, but anyway, I don't have to do no medication, no blood thinners, no. It was a huge success, the surgery. So, but like what I meant was I wanted to talk about it. I did these videos, and then I kind of did a couple of podcasts, and then people, it's funny, would ask about like the hat and stuff because I wear it all the time, and that's our company. And so we started this drilling company in 2016. Which is Great Northern Drilling. And really we were, so out here, energy is life, and drilling, it's how everything operates out here. And I was really chasing kind of like this environmental phase 2 environmental side to drilling and reclamation. And it's a different type of drilling. Anyway, I got into it. We built a rig, got some partners, and it just didn't fly. We've been having a really tough go out here even prior to COVID. It's been rough since like 2014. Like our sector's been taking a pounding, right?
Yes.
And without getting too much into politics, really, it's our own federal government is really hamstrung us, right? So anyway, we just couldn't get it off the ground, and it was tough. And in hindsight, maybe I built the wrong rig, but is what it is. But people like the gear, and I actually spent a lot of money on the marketing piece, the logo, the subliminal messages behind the Great White North, drilling in the Great White North in Canada. And so anyway, after this surgery, I really thought about this pivot in like November, about, well, why don't we just sell the swag? And you know what? We failed, and that's okay. But I did want to tie it to the heart somehow, to give back to that community in some form. And really, my partner Barkley, he came up with the idea. Like I told him I wanted to sell swag, and I mean he's in on everything. He didn't even think. He's like, love it, let's do it, let's sell this, and let's see what we can put together. And he went a step further with the heart, with this, because we were talking about, they mentioned resiliency a lot about people in the West and Alberta and Saskatchewan. And that's kind of our culture out here. And we're resilient in tough times and hard on the sleeve, cliched stuff like that. And he said, can you get a graphic of your murmur? And it just so happened, I loved my surgeon. He's a young guy. He's my age. And we would chat the odd time on Facebook. And I said, can I get a copy of my heart rate with the murmur? And so it looks like it's got this little blip in it, but I mean, most of us can't tell what we're looking at. But anyway, the idea was you put it on your sleeve, you wear your heart on your sleeve, and so you can check yourself when times get tough. And it kind of all just came together. And so literally we smacked this thing together, and everything's so easy now with Shopify and e-commerce. And I am learning on the fly, but literally we just launched yesterday online, and we had almost 1,000 people check our website, and we're selling a ton. So
did you load up?
Who knew? Well,
probably not.
We're going to run out pretty quick. I think we got like the toques. I thought the toques would go quicker than the hats. It's the other way around. People are going for the hats, and
they're nice, really nice.
People like that, and the toques are going. I ordered more of the toques. So anyway, and then I wasn't expecting international orders. Like I'm getting guys in Australia and New Orleans and people that we know, but then we've got people we don't know ordering from the Maritimes that we don't know, because we kind of threw it out to everybody, just Facebook and just social threads, right? Anyway, we'll see where it goes, right? Never know.
I think it's great. I love the purpose. I love what's behind it. It's got an ownership to it, and like I said, I know it was through Facebook, but I try and copy it myself, and it's hard to do, but you got to own your own story, right? And
well, you do.
And if you don't, then you're going to veer off. You're not going to go in the right direction. But if you own your own story, and it can be pretty powerful. And if you didn't have those heart surgeries, you're not selling 1,000 toques right now, right?
Well, yeah, this is it. It's true. And so I'm not, I, d- I don't, even doing this stuff, I didn't like putting myself out there at first, but now that I'm rolling, I just enjoy chatting and telling stories anyway. But again, Barks was really like, you really need to sell, because it is a big deal, and it was, it's trauma, and you worry about your family, and you contemplate death and all that stuff. And you got to overcome a lot of, this is the biggest, some of the biggest adversity I've ever faced, for sure. And so he's like, yeah, put yourself out there, like, why wouldn't you? And I'm just glad people are receptive to it, to be honest. So
100% for a good
yeah,
cause, and hopefully it takes off for you. And
yeah, we'll
it's
see,
a
we'll
win,
see.
it's a win-win, right?
It is a
So,
win-win. Yeah.
yeah, I was
Well,
online
so
looking there. I was trying to
oh
get, I
yeah.
was trying to get a kids one. I was trying to buy a kids one. You're going to get kids ones?
Yeah, I just switched to the last second. I added that it was a pilot project because I was like, I mean, if we sell out, that's a good thing. And then means we got to order more. I've got plans to go all kinds of different routes, and I definitely want to go with kids and like baby stuff, and um, try to make it as cool as possible. We got some other ideas that we'd like to get out there, but we'll see. See if it, yeah,
That's right.
see if it goes.
Yeah, good
So
for
do
you, man.
you, hey, so, but so you're PEI alum, obviously. So are you still extremely tight? Are you tied to your alumni, to the school? Do you talk? How involved are you?
Yeah, well, I shouldn't say I'm tied to the alumni, but
Mm-hmm.
over all this COVID um, situation here, like everybody else, like you did, one night I was sitting around and I was on my Facebook, and I finished with my cousins,
Yeah.
and I happened to see I forget whose name it was, right? Kevin Tucker. I saw the name and I clicked it. I'm
Yeah.
going to talk to Tuxie, right?
Yeah.
So I click it, and all of a sudden you're like, "Hey, what's going on?" You start talking, and then all of a sudden, wait a sec. So I scroll through my Facebook, and I hit another name. I hit Tyler Ertl.
No way.
Remember Ertzy?
Yeah. I
Yeah. So
remember earlier. Yeah, for sure.
I hit Ertzy. Ertzy pops up, and he's never done it before. And then all of a sudden, so then all the boys got together for like a 5-hour night,
Oh
having
yeah.
some
Good piss up.
beers
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
doing what we're doing, just reminiscing and
Yeah.
carving each other. And
Yeah.
then we had another one a month later or so, but then we stayed in contact till today. Like today I was on my messenger, just throwing a little jab in at one of the
Mm.
boys and just connecting. And now we're all starting to say, like, we got to meet in PEI for the nationals, because they're supposed to hold the nationals this year, but they're
Right.
not, obviously. So 2021, I have to assume they're going to get pushed to PEI is going to hold the nationals in 2021.
Yeah. I'd have to
So
talk. I'd have to talk to Dickie because Acadia was supposed to have it the year before. This past year, last year, right? Acadia was going to be
that's
hosting
right.
this past
That's
year.
right.
Yeah.
So Acadia might get bumped, and then PEI.
I'm guessing, but I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, hey, who knows what they got to do with that stuff? But yeah.
Yeah. So who's coaching there? What's his name?
So
You played with him,
Darren, yeah.
didn't you?
Well, actually, he was just a year before me, but he was yeah, Darren Burns. He was a
Burnsy.
player, and then he went
He was
Burnsy. Yeah,
great guy.
great.
So I
Oh,
saw him.
phenomenal.
I saw
Was
him in
ya?
Halifax. So I was
Yeah,
coaching the University of Windsor, assistant
yeah,
coach,
yeah,
and we made it to the nationals 2 years in a row. So we played Burnsy the first year there. Windsor coming in, Katie was supposed to destroy us.
yeah.
And anyways, we beat them 5-2. We upset them. And Burnsy was coaching, so I got to hook up with Burnsy and say hello, and
No way.
not just him, but a lot of other people. But it was great seeing him. He's lost a lot of weight, eh?
He's lost a lot. Yeah, he's gotten
Looks good.
getting serious about life and
Oh, we all
coaching,
are.
and we all are.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're pushing 50, man.
I know.
Yeah,
Unreal. What are
gotta
you,
grow up sooner or later.
45?
40, 46, be 47 in May.
You're coming up 47, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you what? You're a year older than, are you? Or,
Me?
no,
Yeah,
or
I'm 50.
couple?
No, I'm 51.
Oh, you're 51.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
So,
nice. Oh, you don't look a day over 49.
yeah, thank you, sir. That's a nice compliment.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's good, man. Like life is good.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun, and it's great. I love, it's one of those things where you can only talk to certain people about, what you experienced in hockey,
Yeah.
right?
It's
And
true.
a lot of
Yeah.
people, and really, the real part of it is a lot of people don't really care what you did back then.
No, they
So it's
don't.
nice.
Yeah, it's a long time ago too, right? Like,
That's right. And they don't
mean,
believe half of it. And I get it. And so it's nice to hook up and talk to people that,
yeah,
that can jog your memory a little bit and talk about the good times in the you had it league. So,
100%. Well, I just coincidentally, I had a package today come in from Acadia. They sent a jersey and just thanks for everything you do. And here's a game worn, just trying to, they're really making a concerted effort. And I'll be honest too, like I've been back a ton, a bunch of us have been back quite a bit. And then our team got inducted there, and then I was inducted personally, and a couple other guys have been. They try to induct a few guys every year. Yeah,
yep.
and so
Congrats,
I've gone back
man.
a lot. Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a big honor for sure. But yeah, I'd like to be more involved, and I still stay in touch with Len and Ollie over there, and get back on the money train and start donating and giving back. Because I mean, us alumni is what keeps it going and helps them get the players in, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And they got a good setup there. They got a great setup there. Not a good setup. They got a phenomenal setup there. Same rink. I'm assuming same rink.
Yeah, same barn. Yeah, it's a great rink.
That was a great rink to play in.
Yeah.
Awesome rink to play in.
Awesome rink. Yours was the toughest to play in on the on the island. It was the toughest.
Yeah. You're crossing the ferry. Just
crossing the ferry. That's right.
That's it, man. It's on.
It's on. It's like going to Alcatraz. You play a game, you're not getting out.
Well,
you guys had you guys had one of the most famous brawls in history right before you played us against Moncton, right?
Yeah. That's a crazy moment in history, and that's when Ertzi scored top shelf.
Yeah. Great
story. So I'm on the ice. I kick it to Ertzi wide. He goes down. He had a pro shot. He had an NHL shot.
Yeah, he was
down the wing. Lets a ripper go. Goes in and out fast. And that's back then when the nets weren't as deep.
Right.
They were pretty shallow. So it went in and out. Game kept going on, eh? So we're all looking around. Moncton takes off up ice. Yeah. And then Bucky, the referee, I knew the guy. He blows a whistle down about 5 seconds later. I said, Bucky, I think that was a goal. So he goes and talks to the linesman. One linesman said it was a goal.
Yeah.
One linesman said it wasn't. So our alumni was Hoagie was
right.
The what do you call it? Goal judge.
Mm-hmm.
So the Bucky goes over to Hoagie and says, "Was it a goal?" And Hoagie the whole time
he was saying it was a goal. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole time. And the place was it was over capacitated, about 4 or 5 deep.
Yeah.
And once Bucky, I think always the biggest part of it was he went and blew the whistle. It was sold out, eh? And that's his hometown, so everybody was excited. Well, he blew the whistle. He put a big, he blew it loud, and then Moncton so we went down, Ertzi started celebrating. And then I turn around and I'm celebrating the guys. I see Bucky's, and I knew Bucky's a friend of mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I see that Bucky's got 20 guys on.
They attacked.
Punching them, you name it. So I take off 200 feet. I dive into the pile, and I'm more dived in. I knew we were moving on to play you guys, so you had to be careful what you did.
Totally.
But I dove into the pile, understanding that we're moving on, and it basically disrupted the pile, and the guys didn't like me anyways. So they all started coming at me, and then I just held my ground, and cops came out on the ice, and then whatever. Then it took place. That's when Ken Dryden got involved. So that you knew that then that was
a big deal. Yeah,
that was a big deal. Yeah.
Well, and didn't one of the guys? I heard one of the guys. Was it a coach or a player? You would know. He pushed the net off and pulled the mooring out and threw it through the glass at Bucky there.
At Hoagie.
At Hoagie, the goal judge, right? Shattered the glass, right?
It went right. Okay, so know how tough the glass. Obviously, we all know how tough the glass is. The plexiglass.
Yeah.
He throws it. The assistant coach throws it. It goes just above Hoagie's head, and it hits the back wall. And the back wall was about 4 or 5. We were 4 or 5 deep, sold out.
Yeah. Because
we didn't play at the Charlottetown Arena. We played at a little rink in Charlottetown. We couldn't play at our normal rink at the Civic Center.
Okay.
So we had to play in a minor hockey rink. So, it was unreal. I think their head coach got a year, assistant coach got life, and then it got to 5 years or something, and then a few of the players got life, and then
They got life, bunch of them, yeah. Like
then it got brought back.
spearing the ref, and oh my god.
Oh yeah, it was Bucky didn't ref after that. I don't think. I think he shut her down. That really was a turning. He was a great referee too, so it really was really a turning point in his refereeing career.
Mm-hmm.
I know he was up in the Nationals one year. You know, like he was a high end referee, eh? And then it was funny. The next day, Ronnie Clow. Remember? I don't know if you remember her name, Ronnie Clow, or not, but played for us. Well, he moved to Japan. He wasn't on the team then.
Mm-hmm.
Next day, he's like, he I don't know. I forget how we made contact, and we called him Ace.
Right.
And he goes, boys. He goes, I'm sitting at home in Japan. He's over there teaching English, right? Back then, a lot of people went over to Japan or China, right?
Yeah, sure.
And he's just sitting there having a beer, and all of a sudden he sees on TV, he says UPEI Panthers. He sees a hockey brawl, so it went across.
Oh my god!
It was global,
all the way over there. Yeah,
it was a pretty crazy time, and then we went on to play you guys, and so we went through a lot. And
you did.
We lost to you guys. We lost to you guys in 1 minute in the overtime. You guys shot from the red line, and it squeaked in. And
yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Paul Doherty's goal. I think I'd have to go back.
It was. Yeah.
Pretty amazing. Well, we knew we had so much respect for you guys that after we almost were like, man, those guys like, and then hate saying that about the other teams though, but after going through that war and then going to and winning in nationals, like for sure,
ready.
you also would have won. In our opinion.
And I agree, because I mean I see it up here. The hockey's unreal, but it's but also the other thing too is that we prepared each other for that type of hockey, because the series was grueling, right? I know it was only 3 games. It was unreal.
It was
phenomenal.
insane, yeah.
Phenomenal.
It's probably one of the best series I've ever been in my life, for sure. Yeah, no question.
Yeah, me too. And then you guys went on, and that was awesome. And then one of those things, you're glad to see you guys win because you beat us, and it gives you that little bit of satisfaction, I guess, that shoulda, coulda, woulda if we got there. And so it was nice to see. And you guys were good guys. Like I always remember they used to run. I don't know if it was in your time, but they used to have the Tim Hortons All-Star games.
Yeah, that's right.
You remember those?
Yeah.
So I remember, and then your team was loaded up. Guys were showing up, right? So I got to meet Clance and all those guys. And you guys were great guys. Like you guys were fun. You guys had a great time. You had a great team. You were close.
Super tight, extremely tight. You can't build I'm sure you did through your coaching and stuff now. Like you just can't build chemistry. Like you can try to help it. Right. But
that's right.
Form, but I mean, it's there or it isn't. And I after all those guys left, we were just so tight. And even though some guys didn't maybe get along, everything was about going out together, no matter what. Didn't matter if you're not there, like you're out, like you're not a part of this. So everybody's out together always as a group. And then after all those guys left, and then next thing you know, I'm in a leader type position to try to get everybody back to that. I mean, it just doesn't gel as quick as, even though we were still super tight, and we went back to nationals with an all rookie squad in my last year. But much different story, right?
Yeah. No, it's something that we work on all the time with our team, and it's something that's really tough because you can't force it.
No.
You got to just some things that a lot of things that you have to have happen naturally, but there's also things that you have to kind of set up, right, to get these guys together. Especially today, it's tough today. These kids they're not like us. Like these kids they got their social, they got school. These guys are working. Like a lot of guys on my team, they go to university, they got their social, they work, they got girlfriends, they got their family. So even for junior B, that's it's a major
it's a heavy load,
commitment. It's a heavy load, right?
Yeah.
And so it's but it's a lot of fun. We take our guys on mystery trips.
Oh, no way. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So what we do is, like on a Friday morning at 7 a.m, one of our trips was to Nashville last year.
Mm-hmm.
So at 7 a.m, we all show up. They all sit in the room. Coaches give them envelopes, and then at the same time, we all open the envelope, and then they get to see our itinerary and where we're going. And all I let them know is that they need passports, and so anyways, that's one of the ways that we try to.
That's a
so
great
last
idea.
year we went to Nashville. It was awesome. So we became a real close team after that. It was just, we did some things there that we had set up for them. And then we also did, let them kind of run on their own a little bit free time, and went and saw Nashville play New Jersey.
Oh, that's wicked.
Yeah. We do stuff like that. Yeah. It's
great
fun.
town too, right? Like, I mean, that's can't beat Nashville.
It's unreal. You ever been? You must. Obviously, you were there.
Yeah. Yeah. Just what I did once. We did a Metallica tour there a couple of years ago. And man, that was my first time there. And I just was like, why would anybody go to Vegas? I honestly, you don't even have to have a plan. You go to Nashville, you get a hotel on the Strip. You just walk to all the bars. There's games, there's concerts.
For everybody.
Yeah, it's amazing.
If you want to just go hang out and you're not a partier, you can go and do something. If you want to party, right, you can party. If you want to, it's a phenomenal spot. I've been there a couple of times now, so it's definitely going to go back to.
Me too.
It's an incredible spot.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hey, well, listen, it's been a sweet catch up. I can't even believe we haven't talked since, like, I can't even believe it. 1999. Yeah. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, that's all right though. That's what it's about. And I'm pretty proud of you, bud. Like, I am.
Thanks, man. I'm proud of you too, pal. It's good.
I love what you're doing, and I love your purpose behind what you're doing. And I'm going to make sure that whatever, I'm going to help you out in any way I can at my end through our social media, and keep doing what you're doing. It's going to be a big success, and it's an awesome logo. I love it. Reminds me of the Raptors logo.
Oh, good. Well, nice. Yeah, good. Yeah. And, everybody kind of thinks of something different, but that's great.
It's awesome.
Yeah, good.
I love it. Yeah. Get kids ones. I want to buy my daughter one. I'm going to buy one too.
Oh, good. Yeah. Load them up. Well, it's good. Yeah. We'll pump your side out here too. And it'd be good for the hockey world, and get you some grooming that next talent, man.
Yeah, that's it, man. Have some fun with them, and hopefully they have the same experience we did in hockey.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. Yeah. So the serious stuff.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay, buddy.
Fun. All right.
Great catching up.
Seeing you.
Love you. Miss you.
Yeah.
We will for sure.
Love you, man. Have a good one.